some of these around his ankles.
He probably does.
Yeah. Oh, well, he like that too.
Like I said, I know a lot of people know your grandparents, Chris, and they know the stories from the the movies and all that other stuff. But tell us about yourself. Like what are you all about, and what's the foundation all about? Yeah, leave me out. It's been trying to leave me out of this whole show.
Yeah, pretty much.
It's been crazy. So yeah, everybody, just so you all know tonight, Dana is going to actually kind of run the show. I gotta turn my volume down on my phone.
Shame, shame, shame.
Bad rookie error. Good evening, everybody.
Hello.
So this is Ryan and Nicole from OutKazt Paranormal. This is the team that I used to be with. This is where I got my roots. This is where I started with with the team that we shall not name.
That's right. Who?
Yeah.
I don't know who you're talking about.
Haunted who?
Who?
So what's happening, people?
Didn't they like the color orange?
Yeah. The color orange has scarred me for life now. Like anytime I see it, I get PTSD from those days.
Exactly. Yeah.
Oh man.
When you're told, yeah, you got to wear an orange shirt, so when I'm editing film, I can cut you out right away. You're easy to see. I'm like, gee, thanks. So we've got strict rules at Boo Productions. There will be no orange anything.
Nope.
I like it.
I don't have anything orange anyway, so.
And I like too the OutKazt thing. Like one thing that we all did when we left the other team was we had like a no black shirt rule, didn't we?
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you guys still use that?
We have our white shirts we keep. That's the way we kept it. But with our couple different logos that we got going on, we decided to make a few different shirts and we pretty much let everybody design and wear what they want, however they want to do it. Hell, Mickey wears a tie-dye one.
Oh, does he?
Yeah, he's got a tie-dye OutKazt shirt. I dig it. Whatever you need to do, go for it, man. I support it 100%.
He's definitely a tie-dye guy.
Yeah, I have the first glitter Boo Production shirt. So,
there you go.
Nice.
So
we got
have
the female lineup.
Yeah, the female one is the glitter ones, but we have them to even show because we have a dark gray, light gray, like a dark gray, a medium gray, and like a heather green, military green, and then military green are the shirt colors that we have right now. And we have the one logo we're working on. Actually, we're going to put Boo on one of the shirts.
Aww.
So Boo is going to make a little surprise on one of the shirts. So we haven't. That design's not quite done yet, but
we gotta say hi to the people that have joined us here. We got, looks like Adam's in here. So how you doing, Adam? Fox Thomas. Did you guys watch the show that I did with Fox Thomas? It was about the Ouija boards.
Man, I think that week we're out of town that week.
Okay, well he did a documentary. It's on Paraflix. His intention was to see if the Zozo demon, the Ouija board.
Yeah, I remember now. Yeah. All right.
I like to call that show fuck around and find out as well, because he really, he comes to the conclusion that it's not the Ouija board, it's the intent behind it. Like if you're looking for dark stuff, you're going to find it.
Exactly.
So, but yeah, he's I'm trying to be careful what I say because he was going to do a follow-up to that, but he chose to change his mind on that. So I see Carmen's in here, Tramp's in here. We met Tramp down at we met Arizona. You guys remember Arizona Tramp, don't you?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So we met him. He was on our show last week, but then we went down to the psychic fair on Saturday, and he's got a Reiki business going on there. It's in the Secor building downtown.
Yeah, I remember you guys were talking about it last week.
Yeah. Yep. So it's what did you guys think the Secor building was?
At first, I thought it was just like offices and storage, things like that, because it's never really brought any attention to itself in any way recently. Right. But
there's this big the first floor has got like this big holistic store, this natural store, you know, crystals and sage and, you know, candles and natural products. And
There's like a little art gallery.
yeah,
to
her
the
name
side.
is, let me get her name. But then there's a couple floors. There's all these Reiki healers there, massage therapists, artists. I mean, it's almost like a Collingwood Art Center.
Yeah, a
Which-
mini
Oh,
park,
cool.
very small.
Yeah, which I had no idea. So, oh, what was her name? It's on here. I got to call her. Lady Mystique. Trying to see if the business is on here, but it's Enchanted Mystic Arts House of Intuition.
Yeah.
I think is the name of the business.
Yeah.
So, you guys need your
That's the
crystals
name.
and all that
Yeah.
stuff, man. Head down there.
Hey,
I'll have to check it out. I'm trying
Yep.
this up. Wonderful.
Yeah, it's definitely been a weird weather week. You know, 70
Yeah.
and now it's freezing and all that other shit. So, what have you guys been up to? It's been a while.
we've been, well, as you know, COVID kind of took a hit on everybody and doing certain investigations, and we had to try to focus our efforts into other things. So we started focusing them on weirder shit. So I kind of got, this is kind of where I came up with the whole, I'm wanting to venture out and do other stuff that no one around here has been doing, really,
Yeah.
So me being, I was born here in Toledo area, but I'm from California. So, the first part of my life, I lived out there, and a lot of stuff that I remember from out there, I wanted to go check out. And in doing so, I stumbled upon a lot of, more haunted locations and stories and weird stories and things like that. And I've just been doing a lot of traveling since then, and it's just all these other places have been coming up, and they're just drawing me in. Like, I didn't even know some of the stories existed. Some of them I did.
Yeah.
And it's just, there's so much out there that it's been keeping us really busy out there. I mean, we've been between here, Nevada, Arizona, California, all up and down the coast, all up and down everywhere between those three states anyway, checking out all these different things, certain, like even in Vegas, we checked out a couple casinos, and we didn't go to Vegas Museum because I got no reason to go there. I don't have
I do
any
have to
reason
say,
go.
if I ever go to Vegas, I'll definitely hit that place up. I want to see some of the things that are in there for sure. What was the
can't bring
price of
myself
it?
to go in there, man. I just can't do it. I can't.
I mean, I still like I kind of crap on the ghost shows a little bit, but I'll be honest, I still watch them because they're entertaining to me. I know they're not breaking paranormal scientific ground,
but we make fun of them.
but we watch them, man. They're fun to watch.
Taps guys, I mean, to me, the Taps guys will always be the cream of the crop. Those guys, I've never seen them be involved in any kind of hokey stuff or anything like that. The other guys, the Bagans, and the other guy, I mean, the one guy he's got on there, Aaron, he seems like a pretty good dude, pretty legit. But
Yeah,
I've caught a couple things watching their shows that it's like, yeah, I saw that.
Did you see that Taps was at Collingwood? Did you guys watch
Yeah,
that?
I did see that.
Yep.
I mean,
I was a little disappointed that they didn't go in the basement and
yeah, they didn't focus on the real stories of what's going on there. I mean, they just kind of trickled around it a little bit. I mean, obviously, you and I both know, Nicole knows.
Yeah.
And our other girl, Melissa, she knows all too well. That's not a place to mess with.
Yeah.
There's something real going on there, and we witnessed it all firsthand.
Yeah.
So
Because
they should have touched on that a little more.
You were actually chasing a little figure around that basement.
Yeah,
I remember you tearing through chairs and all this other shit when that.
Well,
stuff
that
went
was the
down.
weird thing is it was moving the chairs in front of me as it was running from me, kind of, and I found out after the fact that there's been other claims of that happening to people too.
Yeah, it had to be Grizz.
Yeah, I chased that thing for about 40 minutes in and around that basement, diving over chairs and just trying to figure out what it was. But man, that was the weirdest shit ever. I couldn't believe it.
Quick little shadow.
Yeah, it was quick as hell.
Quick little shadow.
You saw it too, didn't you, Nicole?
Yeah.
I didn't
I
actually
only saw
see
it for a second, but I was more focused on Melissa.
Yep. And that's the thing. I had the camera. I was trying to okay, do I film her and what's going on there? Do I follow Ryan around? I mean, it was chaos.
Yeah.
It was
There was
crazy.
chaos. You're right. 'Cause
Yeah,
there was a lot happening all at within that time span, and it was wild, man.
Yeah, Adam said Collingwood's an amazing place too. I think anybody that's been there does. They for
It's-
sure.
It's a beautiful building, and that's my greatest thing about all this is the old buildings and the old structures we get to check out, and just the art of the building itself, is enough to take you back. But
well,
I love that place.
You went to Spaghetti Warehouse with us, and that was same thing, an old building with a lot of history. It was right in the Tenderloin district, which I don't know if we talked about that, because I found that out afterwards, that building was smack dab in that, the Tenderloin district.
Yeah,
which was
kind of like a red light district.
Yeah, anything goes, man.
Part of town. Yeah, anything goes. Yep, there's like a shanty town there along the river, and that's where all the brothels. We did an investigation at the Toledo Police Museum a while back, and we found a lot about that place. Through there, the history that I wasn't even aware of. Like, all the different. I think they said there was a brothel like every 30 feet. A bar or brothel like every 30 feet, something like that. It's just obscene, to think that that's all that was going on down there, and who knows what it's.
And I was surprised too.
Down there is crazy.
I was surprised too in research for another project that I know you're going to know what I'm talking about, but don't say the name of it. All the gambling spots that are downtown or were downtown, they were freaking everywhere. Like, how did people have all this money to gamble that much? Like, I mean. They were, 2-3 on a block. It's crazy.
Yeah, it's to think what was going on back then. It's still intriguing, but it's not only intriguing. It's sad. It's just a lot of different things that are involved in it. And that's where all that energy comes from. That's down there. There's so much energy. It's crazy.
Yep. And there's there's buildings too that. I heard of another one this weekend that somebody at that psychic fair was talking about. She's like, "Oh, you think this place is bad? You need to go here." And I'm like, "Well, I've never heard of that one on the, on the paranormal radar before. I don't think anybody's ever gone there, but there's another building we might have to check out down there." So, so what else? Nicole, what's your favorite place that you've ever been to?
My favorite place was the reformatory.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's right. You guys got to go there. Yep.
Yeah. That was my all-time favorite place, but that's an unbelievable place. I want to go back for sure.
Did you guys have anything happen to you when you were there?
Oh yeah. I got choked down in the, like solitary.
Mm-hmm.
Is that what they call it? Like down in the basement where they kept like all the super bad criminals.
Is that the one where they call it the Sugar Shack? Or is that a different location?
Nah, I don't think that's that.
Okay. I thought there was one where they called solitary confinement the Sugar Shack or something like that.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I could be wrong, but yeah, I actually had to leave out of there a couple times because I was being choked. Like I just kept coughing, and I didn't have that. It happened at all throughout like the whole drive there, leading up to the investigation, nothing until I was down in solitary confinement.
Yeah.
And it was,
you guys
definitely a crazy.
You guys did a whole women's retreat there. Didn't you guys visit other places too that same weekend, or was it all
we did that, and it was Malabar Farms.
Okay.
Was one of them, which was really cool. But Mansfield will always be my favorite. I definitely want to go back there for sure.
What you looking at, Ryan? What the hell? What? Are you guys okay? Are you safe?
Yeah, he just keeps lurking around outside, knocking on the windows. I think he's bored.
That is the infamous OutKazt guy right there.
Just hanging out. He keeps banging on the windows.
Isn't that like your attachment?
Yeah, that's what I think it is.
You must have you got salt in front of that window so that he can't get in?
Attachment.
That's your attachment?
It's my attachment, yeah.
That's funny.
He's been getting more active lately. He keeps banging on the windows and wandering around, like, hey, come on, let's go. We want to do stuff, we got to do things.
You were telling me before we started, don't your dogs watch the security camera for him?
Yeah, anytime they hear a noise outside, they'll stop and they'll look at the TV, look at the monitors and see which screen's showing the movement or the noise, and then they'll run to that wherever that camera's positioned. They know exactly where to go.
That's a smart ass dog, man.
She's our security force. She's crazy. She's a good dog. We love her.
So Don thinks that you guys are about to get bombed. Oops,
Yeah.
I don't know if we should say that. We might get kicked off of Facebook Live for that.
Uh-oh.
Nope, this guy, he don't do much other than show
Wander
us the
around.
way and wander around.
Yeah.
You know?
He just likes to make appearances.
Yep.
That's funny.
Stresses me out once in a while, but it's fine.
Yeah. Just
He
once in a
shows
while.
up- He shows up at certain things that we do, and he's just kind of like our outsider, outcast mascot. You know, it's
Yeah.
the guy.
Yep.
He
Yep.
represents everybody. You know, he's
Yeah.
just the ones that want to be outside everything else.
Yep. So you said you're kind of, I don't want to say you're getting out of like the ghost hunting aspect of it, but you said you're wanting to go in a different direction with OutKazt as far as some of the other stuff. Like what are you talking about, or don't you want to say?
No, it's fine. Oh,
Because you
I
know
mean,
we're in
well-
Toledo, so we all have to be careful what we say because
yeah, Lord knows.
Yeah.
No, we're still gonna always do, you know, what we've always done. You know, if someone contacts us or needs whatever they need, you know, we'll always go in and we'll talk and we'll see, you know, what ways we can help. You know, it's not always an investigation that helps these people.
Right.
You know, sometimes they just need someone to talk to that understands, you know, what they might be going through. Sometimes they just need to be shown a different way. You know, there's
Yeah.
just all these different things that can be done to help people. It doesn't always necessarily mean you have to do a full-blown investigation.
to
you
be
know,
honest with you, the last year that we've actually found, or the last couple years, that like if you think about it, an investigation is pretty much the last thing you want to do. 'Cause
Exactly.
You don't want to go into this person's house that's having problems unless they want you to, and you know, stir up a bunch of shit and then pack your stuff up and go home. You know what I mean? It's there's a
we
lot of
had-
things that we do before we even pull out an investigation.
Right.
I
We
like-
were just speaking with a woman about a case that we're working on right now that, you know, as soon as the conversation, it ended, the activity ramped up, and then she immediately messaged back like, is this common? And it's like, oh
Yeah.
yeah, they know we're talking about it, they know we're coming. You know, it's
Yep.
it always stirs up more things. But
Yep.
emergency
guys-
cases, it could be, you know, in certain cases, you know, where we need to go right away, or, you know, we'll always try to do research, and we'll always try to figure out what we're getting into
Mhm.
before we ever try to do any kind of investigation.
Yep. Do you guys ever use any mediums or anything like that when you guys go to a location or a house?
We haven't yet. I mean, Nicole is super sensitive with things, and Melissa is as well. And that's kind of the extent of what I want to get into it with. You know,
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not saying I'm opposed to it, you know, because I welcome any kind of anything.
Yeah.
You know, we support it all. So
Except Ouija board.
except Ouija boards, no Ouija's.
I don't mess with those. I don't like those. I mean, I've never done anything with one, but just what I've seen and heard, and
I had a bad
I'm
experience
good.
with a Ouija board.
Just go watch that. Serious, man. Just go watch that Fox Thomas. Go watch his documentary.
Yeah.
I will have to. But
Yep.
yeah,
It's-
I was in
as of now, I'm good.
sixth grade. I had a bad experience, and I wasn't even the one using the Ouija board, so it was enough for me to not want.
Were
them
you
around.
there when the people were using it? Were you with them,
Oh,
or
yeah.
did you hear this?
It was my sister and a friend of hers, and actually it was weird because neither one of them were touching the planchette at the time,
Yeah.
and it literally like flew off the board like 5 feet away and hit me in the leg.
Mhm.
It was the spookiest. I mean, it even freaked them out. My sister got rid of it and all this, and it
Yeah.
was just a big old ordeal. But yeah,
So we got
kind of
our friend Adam, the Black Swamp Medium. He uses Ouija boards a lot because he's
Yeah.
actually like trained on them, and it's really, like I said, I've come to the conclusion it's all about your intent, and really,
I agree. Yeah, I agree. If you go looking for it, it's gonna be there.
Yeah.
I almost think that like doing an EVP session is the same thing as a Ouija board. You're trying to make communication. You know what I mean? You're trying to. So I'm not, but there's something in me though that's like I still haven't touched one yet, and I don't know that I ever want to.
I don't want to go near them.
Yeah.
I don't know. I got enough bad shit to worry about. I don't need to have one more with a Ouija board.
Yep, for sure. So another place that, you know, one cool place that we did, I think it was the first, we did some private stuff as OutKazt, you know, right when we first started it, but then we went to the Haunted Hydro.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever talked about that on the show, and you know, I don't think I've ever really put any videos out, but let's talk about that place for a little bit. So what, you were the one that wanted to go there,
Yeah.
I think primarily. So what was your draw to that place? Why did you want to go there so bad?
Well, where I grew up out here, you know, or Oregon, Curtis, Elmore area. You know, that's just one of the local stories you heard. You know, the haunted hydro was always a big haunted house, but there was always stories that the place was actually haunted, you know?
Yeah. Yep.
And it's just one of those things, you know. I know people had done it before we had gotten in there, but it
Yeah.
had been a while. So
Yep.
I thought, why not? You know,
Yeah.
go see what we could stir up. And lo and behold, we actually did. We caught quite a few things. We caught some weird anomalies on our SLS camera. We caught a lot of EVPs. We had rocks thrown at us. We had a lot of things going on.
Yep. Yeah. A couple of the EVPs that were, and they're really clear. Maybe if I get
I've got
time,
a couple clips. They're on our page. I know.
Oh,
we
are they
still
on
got
your
a
page?
couple up there.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, they're on there.
So just so everybody knows, OutKazt Paranormal does have a page. Go check it out, and they're really clear EVPs.
Oh,
Like
yeah, very clear.
The first one actually addressed Nicole. Nicole, do you want to talk about what that one said?
What did I say? Nicole, help me, Nicole.
Yeah. Yep. And it directly, I don't remember what you said first, but it's clear as day. It says, "Help me, Nicole."
Yeah, I don't remember, but I do.
There was there was a bug or something like that either it was near them or on the floor or, you know, wherever it was something about a bug.
Yeah.
And it was immediately after you said it was like a dead bug or something. That's when the EVP came across during the, you know, while they were walking. That's how it came out on the recorder. Anyway.
Yeah. And then the second one we found in the, you know, because we went and did like an instant playback thing. Tell us about the second one that was caught. That was a good one too.
Man.
And you can say that word.
That one was a little bit more vulgar, we'll say. That one had some meaning to it.
Yep.
That was sad, honestly.
We said something and it was like, because it was almost like they just found out they were like, it's like they just found out they were dead, you know, because there's like a voice that goes, "Fuck, I'm dead," you know, like, oh my God, I didn't know it, you know.
That's why I said it was sad, because it was like they just realized that they had passed, you know, or that maybe they were just realizing they were gone, or, you know, but it was kind of sad.
It was weird.
Yeah, it was weird.
Yeah, that's a cool building. There's a story behind that whole thing, you know, and I don't like giving away too much about the stories and the places and locations, because I want people to kind of go and check it out for yourself, you know, go read a book, go learn this stuff, you know. There's all this history, and nature and different things that's out there that people are missing because they're sitting on their ass and not doing shit. You know, don't just sit here and watch me talk about it. Go actually out to the place and investigate it. Walk around and take a recorder. And everybody can be an investigator.
That actually led us to the Historical Society out there.
Yeah,
which
is another cool building. You know, that I wasn't even. It wasn't even a point to investigate.
Right, we were trying to find out.
We went to do some research, and that place is freaky. And the whole story behind it, and the family that built it. And I think there was the one room I swear there were blood stains on the floor, but blood turns black after it's been out for a while, you know, and that seriously looked like blood stains on the floor. So who knows? Who knows?
And we caught EVPs there too. And I really think a lot of that is because we're going to go to the old mill here in a few weeks. And, you know, I think those museums, they have all that old stuff in them. And I totally believe that things are attached to it. And I think, you know, that's causes paranormal activity. Wasn't that a Masonic lodge too at one point? Or no, it was a Jewish temple. It was some kind of church.
It was something like that. Yeah, it was something like that.
Yep. Yeah, so Adam runs the old mill, and his team runs it. But there's a lot of activity that goes on in that place. If you guys ever get a chance to check that out, go up there, because it's
the one in Dundee.
Yeah. Yep. It's 3 floors. It's packed full of old stuff. And I know Brian loves old stuff.
Oh man. Like in the spaghetti warehouse, that stuff we found, you know, upstairs, that history up there, man.
It's kind of, now that there's a team that runs investigations there, it's kind of set up now for that.
That's cool.
Yep. Cool. So I mean, they've taken those pictures and put them all over the place, and you know.
That's cool. I mean, at least they're being appreciated. At least they're being used. You know, let people see these artworks. You know.
Yeah. Yep.
You know, we've done so many buildings that, and they're old buildings that, to me, that's the sad thing, is that all these buildings and all this history is just sitting there. People pass by it every single day and have no idea.
Yep. Well, I
You know,
think
like one of the buildings we did was the Commodore Perry.
Yeah.
When we did that a long time ago, you know, the ballrooms and
Yep.
it just blew my mind that there's this beautiful place and these beautiful rooms that are just falling apart. Nobody knows they're even there.
Yep.
Literally falling apart. Yeah, I never knew those were there, and they were
Yep,
gorgeous.
Those
Gorgeous.
marbles that
That's
are
what
just
we're all
falling
about.
apart.
You know, it's getting out and get out and check all this stuff out. You
Yeah,
know, it's
yep.
what I was saying when we go out west and we do our live videos out there. You know, be an explorer. Get out and find all this history.
Yeah.
There's something. Everything tells a story. You know,
Yep.
and what better way to absorb that than to visit it and see it for yourself,
Yep.
rather than watch it on TV or a video clip on YouTube,
Yep.
which is cool because that's what we all do. But
Yeah.
it's way more interesting and way more heartwarming to see these things with your eyes, you know, and the feelings that come over you. It's just great.
The problem is a lot of, you know, ghost hunters and paranormal people have screwed up locations. So
Yeah.
they shut them down. They say, nope, no more, because, you know, your people broke our stuff or stole our stuff, or, you know, people, they need to be respectful. And then I think,
Oh,
you'd be able
absolutely.
Yeah,
You know, absolutely.
Yep.
We always try to leave every place better than we found it. You know, I mean, we try to leave a very small footprint. You know, we try to be as least amount of invasive as we can. That's why we use our, you know, OutKazt 1, our command center.
Yep.
We try to keep everything outside of the property that we can, other than our cameras and recorders, just so we're not too invasive. You know, we want to keep the locations as
Yep.
ordinary and as normal as they possibly can without
Yep.
being too invasive.
Yep. Yeah, Tramp said he's never
That's
seen
one of our
videos.
benefits.
There.
Tramp says he's never seen videos of the Commodore Perry. How do I see it? Well, that's because one hasn't been made yet. I don't think the other people have ever put one out, have they?
I don't think so.
Yeah,
I
not
mean,
that I know of.
I think
we were all in the video, so of course
Mhm.
not.
Yeah.
They're not gonna put that
We
up.
have.
Yeah, I've got clips and I've got
Yeah.
all that we recorded on our equipment.
Oh, I do too. Yep. And I got
Yeah, I've got all that.
we took the mayor there.
Yeah.
You know, we filmed all that too. That was
Yep.
Speaking of that was another cool thing that we did at the Collingwood Art Center was we interviewed Wade Kapsakavich there. Now, I don't really care for the guy and his politics and this and that and the other thing, but was he not a gem for historical knowledge?
He was so smart. He knew things that it just blew my mind.
Yep.
I
I watched
kinda
that
got-
the other day. I watched that the other day with him and that Pat Tandy guy, that old guy, talking. They went on for 35 minutes without even acknowledging that we were there. Uh-oh. Is the guy knocking on the window again?
Yeah.
Is he
Go
looking
away!
for food?
I don't know what he's looking for, but
I mean, he might be cold. It is kind of crappy out.
You guys, you might need to bust out the sage.
this is the only window you keep going to? Jeez. I told you, every couple minutes he comes and bugging.
He's kind of a comedic.
Hi, yeah, he's waving.
It's not a real scary attachment. It's kind of comedic.
No,
Yeah.
yeah, that's kind of what he does. He kind of pops out of nowhere and does his thing. We don't argue too much. We let him do whatever.
All right, I'm going to turn the show over to Dana for a few
Mhm.
minutes because I have to take my union break. It's a little early tonight, but I was dehydrated, so I drank a lot of water and stuff before we did this. I will be right back.
Well, I hope everything comes
You guys-
out okay.
Oh, it'll be fine.
He always has to do this. It never fails. It never fails.
I'll be right back. Yeah,
So-
ask him any questions you got.
So I know when you guys, I think you guys, I don't, when you guys came to find Barry, the stone
Yeah,
bear.
no Barry.
Oh, he's called
Yeah,
Barry now.
we did a location. Yeah, we did a location where this bear was said to be moving about the property on its own free will.
It's a
It's a concrete bear. It's a concrete
It's like
bear
a
statue.
statue. I don't know. Probably stands.
Yeah, he's.
Did you-
Well,
is-
we've talked about him on our show because he actually sits in our backyard, and we've played jokes on people with him. So, because when they've heard that he moves,
we had him with us at the Haunted Hydro. We had him there with us at the Haunted
Okay.
Hydro, and at one point, everybody thought he moved.
Yeah.
You know, we caught him on camera moving, but we still don't know the whole truth with that. But yeah, he's that bear. Jeff kind of grew fond of him, and he became part of him now. So
Yeah, he like I said, he's in our backyard right now, and so it's funny because I will notice that he'll be sitting a different direction. I'm like, did you move Barry? But we've actually talked about him on our show a couple of times. When Jeff was living across the street, our neighbor, she goes, "Oh my God, that's the cutest bear." And then she heard about the story about him on the show, and she's like, "Oh my God, I thought that bear was so cute, and now I don't think so." So not even like a week later, we put it in the middle of the yard facing her house and had this orange glow light on him. And she didn't catch it, and she was walking someone to the car in their driveway. They're like, "Oh my God, look at that bear!" And she's like, "Oh my God, oh my God!" And she was like freaking out. She was messaging, just like, "Oh my gosh, I cannot believe you guys." It's like, yeah. So now she's always watching, and unfortunately, we can't really put Barry where he can kind of see her because their one camera would hit just not quite enough into the backyard where we could put him so she could see him, but we would honestly just put him there just to mess with her. But yeah, we always like the story of the Barry, but I know you guys had an issue where you guys all thought Barry was moving, but it just kind of was wobbling maybe
we
on a rock.
tested it. Yeah, we had a camera on him for a while.
Yep.
And that's what I thought too. I was like, he's on rocks. Like maybe a rock just shifted, because it's not a light statue. I mean,
Yeah. Oh yeah, he's
like,
heavy.
Right.
Maybe it just shifted a little bit. Like,
I don't know that I ever told you guys this, but I took Carmen out there maybe a year or so after we went out and did that and collected the bear and all that stuff. She wanted to have a medium come out. So I took Carmen out there, and she actually verified that like something was moving that bear. And what it came down to was it was the
owner.
It was the old owner of the property, and he was a bad guy, and he was pissed off that people lived at his house. He was abusive to his kids, and then so I don't know if you know this, but the owner's mother that lived there, had passed away before I took Carmen out, and Carmen didn't know that. Well, her mom is there now, defending them from the outside, from that guy that's grumpy and mean and abusive and nasty, and he tries to pretend he's satanic to scare him, and Carmen confirmed all this stuff, and it was a case where like she didn't just she didn't guess 20 things and like 3 were right. Like everything she said was spot on. I was blown away, and Nicole was.
Carmen very good at what she does. Yes, I mean like you asked me about mediums earlier, we've asked Carmen to come in a few times because we feel that, she's always helpful. Everything that she's done for us, she's been absolutely amazing and spot on. And I commend her for her ability of what she's able to do. She's great.
Yep. And she's got her business out in Swanton, and she focuses on the energy work and, and massage therapy and all that kind of stuff too. So we're definitely, me and Dana we're going to start pimping Carmen out
and
Adam the Black Swan.
Wait
medium.
a minute, starting. I already have.
Yeah, we've already been pimping him out.
Carmen and Adam's PR marketing manager, and I book all their special events for doing gallery readings and other things now. So I'm keeping them busy, and they're keeping me busy. So
yeah, they're okay. So when I first started, to be honest with you, I thought mediums were bullcrap. I thought these people they're all fakes. They're all, they're all in it for money. They're all this and that and the other thing. But I've really learned to rely on them probably more than I should, because it's almost like cheating on a ghost, and a paranormal investigation, because I mean, they know where the stuff is at a lot of times. And then, so like in a way, half the time I want to not listen to them because I want to find stuff out for myself. But then the other half, it's like, okay, you guys know where the shit's going to happen. So
to them, you find things, don't you?
Yeah. I think I told you guys about the recorders, right?
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Yep. And like I said, the last thing on that one recorder was that interview we did with your friend Kim, where she was talking about the Collingwood and all that, crap. Let's see. What's Fox saying here? Yeah, Adam is actually the one that, well, I got to say Carmen first.
Yeah.
And Adam both. Like, because we took Adam to that house in the 5 Points area that we were talking about, off the live show. And
Right.
that was another one where we had already gone in with our cameras, with our recorders, investigated, and we had 3 spirits there that we thought were there. Didn't say anything to anybody. Adam comes in, he nailed all 3 of them.
Mhm.
So I mean, it was pretty crazy. And one of them, Adam was talking on camera because we asked him afterwards, and I, was filming him, and he was talking about the spirits that were there, and and there was a child spirit that was there. For some reason, Adam starts talking about it. Soon as he says the child, that video is gone until he starts talking about the next one. Like it's just, it
It's
wasn't,
like glitched out.
it wasn't a start and stop thing on the recorder. It's just not there. It was weird. So, Yep.
Yeah, that's weird.
yep. So
Yeah,
Adam,
I always get creeped out when we capture a child's voice. We've caught a number of them, and they for some reason those always creep me out the most.
yeah,
I mean, none of it bothers me, none of it scares me, but as far as the creep factor goes, the children or the child EVPs are just what get me. I don't know if it's because of the thought of it just being a lost child, or the traumatic event or what have you. That's always one of the hardest things for me to listen to them over and over and over and trying to hear what they're saying. And
yeah.
I almost don't want to know what they're saying,
Yep.
but you have to.
Well, at the Spaghetti Warehouse when we went there, we were down in the lower level listening to the workers work instead of being able to investigate. But Harold and Joe and Dana were all up on the 3rd floor. And I don't know if you knew this or not, but they caught a lot of kids up there.
I had kids.
There was
tons of little kids
Yep.
just like right around me, like just grabbing
that's
onto
weird.
legs and.
That's weird. When the 3 of us were up there, Jeff, Nicole, and I, we didn't have nothing. It was just quiet, other than that one footprint. We found a weird footprint in the middle of the floor, which has happened to us a few times, but we found a weird child's footprint. I think I even took a picture of it.
Yeah.
And it was just in the middle of the floor. There were no other footprints around it. And that would be the second time that's happened to us. We got another one at a place that we found a bare footprint in the middle of a floor and nothing else.
It was just one
foot.
Yeah.
One foot.
Well, we had because up there it was crazy because it was like it was just that.
it was a barrage. I mean,
it was. But that was the first time I had ever actually investigated with Harold, and first time ever with Joe. And so to have that, but then it was first time I really investigated with Butch. And in the basement, Butch and I both literally saw a shadow figure leaning up against the wall, push up off the wall and walk away. And Butch and I both were like, are you crazy? But then Adam went back. He went to Spaghetti Warehouse like a few weeks after us. And he actually was like, yeah, there's something. It was like, yeah, that's exactly where we saw that happen. He was like, was it right here? It was like, sure enough.
And I think my mindset to investigate that place was just not right that night because you
were so busy.
I was frustrated because my cameras weren't working right. And plus, dude, you and I walked them stairs,
running those steps,
running them cables and stuff. I mean, when you say you're only walking up 3 flights of stairs, you got to remember these floors are 20-foot tall ceilings.
Yeah.
So, that's like a 6-story building.
It's a door running camera cables and setting everything up.
Yep.
It's a job.
Yep. And then when we got downstairs, all we could hear was the workers there. And I was just pissed off, dude.
Too much contamination. It was really difficult.
Yep. But then, the whole time, and Harold and Dana and Joe are upstairs just having the time of their life talking to ghosts on the spirit box. Like it was crazy.
Yeah, right.
Well, yeah, it was like we thought it was only like 15 minutes. And they said it was like how long? Like 40?
It was 45 minutes.
Yeah, and it always seemed like it was like 15 minutes.
Yep.
But on that topic though, sometimes the noise doesn't bother me. Like with some of our things we did out west when we went to Las Vegas, and the mob and mafia and all that real big in history with that. And the Flamingo is the epitome of that to me in Las Vegas, Bugsy Siegel's hotel. And I always wanted to check that out and investigate there. They say that there is a story about, they say they see the ghost of Bugsy Siegel around the monument that's dedicated to him out in the garden. out by the pool area, which Bugsy wasn't killed there. He was killed in California in his house. Everybody knows that. But they say that they see the ghost of Bugsy, out by the little memorial and all that. So, that kind of thing intrigues me. So I always want to go and check that out and see what I could find out. And there's always noise, there's always people.
Yep.
So if people are seeing these things, it's not happening when it's quiet. It's not happening when the casinos are closed. They never close, so all these things happen.
Right.
And so we decided, we're going to check them out, whether they're open and under business or not. Normally we do an investigation. We want it quiet. We want to be able to hear things. But in a situation like that, we obviously can't shut down the casinos. So we have to isolate a lot of the background noise and really choose and pick where to set up or where to do what we're going to do. Actually, one of the places that we did is Whiskey Pete's Casino, which is in Prim, Nevada. And it's right between Vegas and the California border. It's about maybe, about a 40-minute drive outside of Las Vegas.
Okay.
And now Whiskey Pete's is across the street from Buffalo Bill's Casino, which a few years back they decided to build a tram or a train that goes from one side of the highway to the other, from one casino to the other.
Yeah. Yep.
And they always knew the story of Whiskey Pete. Whiskey Pete was supposedly old moonshine. He actually owned a filling station back in the day, and to make ends meet, he would he'd make moonshine and he would do all this. Yeah. Well, when he died, he was buried somewhere on the property, but no one ever really knew where. Well, when they were building this tram, they accidentally dug up the bones of Whiskey Pete.
Oh shit! Oops.
And they say that that's what stirred up a lot of the claims and things that they're having in the property. They actually took his bones and took him up to a cave up on the one mountain out behind the casino there, and that's where they laid him to rest finally. But they have a wax figure of him inside, kind of tells the story. And we actually found out that they keep the actual Bonnie and Clyde car there as well, not the numerous fakes that are out there, but this is the actual one. And I mean, if you're going to find an object riddled with energy and emotion and anything, I mean, the Bonnie and Clyde car, that it in and of itself is just something to see, just to be near it, just to be able to experience it for yourself and not in a book, not on TV.
Yeah.
Your own eyeballs fixated on these things. And
I've really, since I started doing this, that's my infatuation with real history, like, and not old history, like, Civil War, blah, blah, blah. I'm talking like 1900s history has really come alive to me ever since I started doing this paranormal investigation stuff, because you get into these
that's the most interesting time, that time in America, that is one of the most interesting times and most changing times in this country.
Well, like at the Commodore Perry. At the Commodore Perry, we're walking around. It's like Elvis walked here.
Yeah.
What president? Their daughter was married in this room.
Eisenhower. I think
Kennedy.
No, it wasn't Kennedy. I think it was Eisenhower or Johnson or somebody.
Yeah, but like
one of them.
The president's daughter was married here, and we're in his. I mean, it's crazy, and it does irritate me.
Elvis actually got in a fight at the bar downstairs next door.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Most people don't even know that. They walk by it, they drive by it all the time, and there's that history that happened right there. Yep. Nobody knows.
And he's, he
car
probably
fell out of the building one time.
He probably was only in Toledo a couple times, I would think. I mean, Toledo wasn't probably a big spot for Elvis, but one time it's Commodore Perry, and he got in a fight right outside of it. It's crazy. Let's go back to that footprint though at the Commodore Perry. That was weird. So
that was weird. Man, it's even hard to explain because you had to kind of be there. It was in a closed room. Yep. There's only one way in, one way out, and it was the third floor.
Yep.
No, there was nothing.
No,
it was just an open room.
It was just a room. It was a weird room.
It was just a room. It was probably 15 foot by 20 foot, give or take. Yep. And it was a completely dust covered floor. No one had been in there in who knows how long. And when we walked in there, we found one probably size 5 child's barefoot print in the dust, and it was maybe that far out away from the wall, like it was walking through the wall.
And it-
There's
and it
only
was
one
fresh.
footprint.
Like
Oh,
it was
yeah.
like it was like that happened, within, a short time before we were there. I mean, that was
Yeah, everything was dust covered. It had not been disturbed. Everything was
Yep.
as if it was frozen in time.
Yep.
Other than that one weird footprint.
One footprint.
No shoe, just a bare foot.
yeah. I've definitely got to learn how to, when I do this video editing stuff, I need to learn how to. Oh, Tramp says he knows about the footprint.
Oh, yeah?
I don't know how he could, because like you would have had to have been there that
Like
night.
the little girl in the white dress.
Well, I mean, maybe she just made an appearance right before we were there. So, but that was
It's
too at
very
a time.
possible. I mean, there's
We were chasing something around when we discovered that. Remember, we were walking around and around that floor.
Mhm.
We were chasing
it
something,
looked
and
around.
then all of a sudden we
Yeah.
go in this room. It's like, holy shit, there's a footprint here. So
Yeah. We found quite a lot of hidden things in that place. I'll tell you that. Stuff that nobody's seen for 30 years. No one
Yeah.
knows
That
it's there.
locker room,
yep.
Yeah,
that locker room was cool.
yeah.
That
I mean,
was-
we opened there was a hole in the wall that
Yeah,
we found,
yep.
and I kind of dipped up and went up the staircase that no one had been up forever, and
Yep.
come upon these hidden rooms, and the one was a locker room, and
Yeah.
it looked like everybody had just left for the day and never came back.
Right.
There were medicine bottles and
Yeah.
receipt tickets and a tie hanging there, and it's
Check
like
stubs, clothes.
deodorant bottles.
Shoes. It was
Yep.
like they just left and
He's
Yep.
back again.
weren't gonna come back. What in the world, bro?
Bring pizza next time.
Find something to do. There's
Bring
a cemetery right down the road.
You
I'm
guys
not
need
even
some
looking.
serious stage, man. This is becoming a problem.
That's what he does. We're used to it.
Yeah.
It is what it is. But another place that we went to, let's talk about this. I mean, everybody,
Yeah.
people are going to figure out what team we started out with.
Yeah, they
One
are.
second. Let's see what Adam said first before I get into this, because this is about a footprint. So Adam's saying we've had a bare footprint at the mill once, and it would be impossible to fake. We figured it out. It was a native spirit that we have there. Yep.
Yeah, there was no way to fake this.
No,
It was impossible.
you
Yeah.
could see
There's no
like
way.
like people have fingerprints and stuff. You could see those wrinkles in this footprint. It was
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like I said, I got to find a way to blur out people in videos, and you guys know why. And clearly I can mute voices, but like we got to start showing some of that stuff that we did. There's a
Yeah,
lot of
we've
stuff
got
we went
we've got
back
a
and
whole we've got a ton of evidence that we've never released. I mean, I hate the whole orb thing. I'm not
Oh, I
big
do
on
too, yeah.
orbs. It's dust. I mean, let's face it. But we actually have one of the only orb videos that I've ever seen, let alone captured, that to this day I've yet to see anyone discredit it or give me an explanation for it. I know you probably know the one I'm talking
Are
about.
you talking about your
And
relative's house?
yeah,
The
and
blanket
it was just we were all downstairs on camera. Everybody in the house was on
Yep.
camera, and on that one room we had that laser grid set
Yep.
up, and this flashing, transparent orb.
And very slow moving.
It just
It
kind
was-
of started
yep.
blinking, and then came from one center of the room, and just slowly went away like a heartbeat.
Yep.
It was completely.
He's still chilling out here. Go find something to do.
It was.
Get a job.
Like I said, you can't. There's no way to fake it. There's no
Right.
way that it could be anything. We were all downstairs and had no idea it was there. No idea what
Yep.
was happening until we went back and looked over the footage. And
Yep.
I was like, wow, what the hell is that?
And
And
that's like a
that
30
was
or
the
45-second
one
thing.
and only time.
Like it's not. It wasn't like a quick thing. Like this thing moved slow. It was crazy.
Yep, at a nice even pace, and it even passed in front of things, and you could still see the object through it. Like a lamp,
Yeah.
I think that
Yep.
was on the desk or
Yep.
whatever. And that video is on our page. It's still up there somewhere. I mean, we've
Okay.
got so much up on there, but the videos, there's a lot of videos that are still up on there.
Is it on your Facebook
Probably
page, or do you
some
guys have a YouTube channel?
There is a YouTube, but I don't think there's much on it, just because none of us are very computer techie and all that. But most of our stuff is on our Facebook page, or there's usually some on my investigator page.
Okay.
But
Which
I
is
also
Ryan Ozenball,
post stuff on my
paranormal
page.
investigator.
Yep.
Mhm.
And there's a lot of videos on there. Not a lot, but there's some on there. But a lot of our early stuff is on our OutKazt page. A lot of our videos and some of our evidence and that. Like I said, I think the Headless Ghostwriter video is even on there still.
Yep.
Which
I
that's
actually looked
one
for
of my
that because
favorites.
I wanted to show that tonight. Like that was okay. So if people don't know, like there's a Ryan, you tell the story because you know the legend, and then I'll get into like what we saw.
The Headless Ghostwriter of Elmore. It's a pretty well-known event that's been around for ages and ages. You know, all us kids grew up hearing about it out here, and a lot of people know about it. It was on Unsolved Mysteries. They did a story about it, I think, back in the 90s. There was a guy that did a study on it, which the Bowling Green State University, I believe, has all his findings and everything with it still to this day. But the story goes, a gentleman went off to war, left his lady love back here at home in Elmore, and as he returned, he went to call on her with his motorcycle, and come to find out she had married another man.
Yeah.
He, distraught, left the house and somehow, some way, crashed at the one bridge. They say that the headlight and head were never found. And they'd say if you go out there that you could do the little ritual to flash the headlights, beat the horn kind of garbage, and lo and behold, this light will appear to come out of the driveway of the farmhouse, come down the road, and disappear into the center of the bridge.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I was told this story a long time ago by my buddy's parents. Now, they are from the area, lived there, forever. They were alive when this all occurred. And the information that they gave me and the location that they gave me, and they're the ones that took me to the place and explained everything to me, which it looks a lot different now than what it did then.
Yeah.
Let alone what the images you see online, a lot of pictures of the bridge and all this, they're not correct.
Right.
The actual bridge is the most unassuming bridge you'd ever seen. It's been redone in recent years, but the actual location of where this happened is not where most people think.
Right.
And when we went there, I actually saw it for the first time. I think I was about 15, 16 years old, because we had gone there with my buddy's parents, and we didn't see anything, never thought anything of it. Well, another time, my buddy and his cousin, we all went out there, and just out one night, we thought we'd try it, and it worked. Like, no kidding. This light came down the road and literally went like straight into the front of the car. And it was just gone. It was the craziest shit I had ever seen. That one instant like sparked something in me. Like, I got to figure out what this was,
Yep.
And I just got real invested in it. And I just always was real into that story, and always trying to find out the history of it and what really happened and who the guys were. And I know there's all these stories out there. People have done all this research and all these things, and that's great. But the story to me will always be something that is a legend. It's something nobody gets to see unless you're really lucky.
Yep.
And we happened to be out there the one night just trying it, just checking it out, doing a story about it. And everybody in the car witnessed it, not only once, but twice in the same night.
And then, Nicole captured it on her cell phone.
Yes.
I had my video camera, but I don't know if I was filming you guys, didn't have it on or something, but Nicole actually captured it on her cell phone.
Yeah.
But then we went back and we sent you guys in the car to drive down the road so that
we couldn't recreate nothing. We
No,
tried.
it was definitely not what. Yep.
We tried for days to recreate what we saw and what we captured, and there was no way it was another car. There's no way it was a fake. It was just what it was.
Yep.
And even when we did the reenactment videos, you could tell what a car looked like. You could tell it was a car. You could tell it wasn't what we saw from what we saw in the video. It literally just kind of dissolved itself.
Yeah, and the light in the video was like, say here, but any car would be over here.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I mean, it was
like you could even hear her saying in the video, it looks like it's in the ditch.
Yeah.
Yep. That's what I thought too. It looked like it was riding in the ditch, coming right at us. Then all of a sudden, bam, it's gone.
What it looked like. And then it just disappeared.
And as far as I know, that is the only video of it ever captured, because the guy that did the study, who had the video from Bowling Green University, when they reviewed everything, it was blank. They
Yeah.
didn't capture anything but darkness.
Yep.
You know, and there's a lot more to what happened during that study too. That, like I said, it was on
Yeah.
Unsolved Mysteries, and
Yep.
the guy was injured and all this stuff. But it's if
the
you
funny
don't know
thing
the
is
story, look it up. You know,
Yep,
it's worth
but
checking out.
the funny thing is, though, too, is that seems to be, you know, there are certain paranormal stories that are common, like in a lot of different places. There's a lot of headless ghostwriters
Yeah.
in all over the country, you know, but that, I mean,
Yeah.
like you said, you talked to somebody that actually knew the story, the real one, took you to the real
Yeah.
place. And, you know, I was blown away when we saw it. Like, that was definitely, and you can hear us all on camera, like, no,
Yeah, our
fucking way.
reaction was
Yeah.
everyone.
And unless you've actually gone out there
Yep.
and seen it with your own eyes,
Yep.
you can't appreciate for what the gravity of what you just witnessed. Like,
Right.
this is
Yep.
what everybody's been talking about for the last 70 years. You know, we just
Yep.
seen it. You know, it's weird.
And
But
I
it-
do
it's-
like that we went back out there several times to debunk it, you know, to prove that, like, okay, what we saw was real, because this is what a car looks like. This is what a
Mhm.
car looks like going this way, that way, you know, like it. I don't know, man. That shit was
You
blew
you
my
could
mind,
see
man.
the taillights. Like, if the car turned off the road,
Yeah.
you could
Yep.
see taillights. You could
Yep.
definitely make out that it's a car. You know, it's not the turnpike. The turnpike's mile and a half
Yeah,
down
yeah.
the road going
And
the
the
opposite
turnpike
direction.
goes perpendicular.
Right.
Yeah.
It's totally nothing like that. It's
Yep.
absolute whatever. People say all kinds of things that are going on out there. I've heard them all. You know, there's a
'Cause
cable going down the road with a light on it. And, you
I
know.
sent that to Melissa Andrews from the news. It was around Halloween time. I was trying to get us on the news as
Yeah, I
OutKazt. And
remember that.
she's like, "Well, I see a car coming down the road." It's like, bitch, you don't get it.
It's
Just
like,
got a car
it's
coming
a
down the
car.
road.
On a car, I promise.
no,
Yeah.
and like I said, to my knowledge, that's the only time it's ever been captured on film. I've never seen anybody else catch it yet.
Mhm.
So, but if you haven't seen it, go to our page, look through our videos. It's there. It
And I
was one
think
of the
then-
craziest things.
One of our trips back there during the day, we were screwing around on the bridge, and we actually got some EVPs too.
Hmm
You know, because Melissa is a audio
Angel.
clairvoyant at catching EVPs. She can
Got
hear
angel
freaking
ears.
everything. Hang on, wait. Harold's chiming in with some dumb shit. I drywalled with the headless. Okay, thank you, Harold.
I'll bet
Harold.
you do, Harold.
Yeah,
I'll
we
bet
gotta
you do.
we gotta say a prayer for Harold today. He's not having a good time out there.
I love you, Harold. I
We
miss
love
you.
We miss you.
Now he's doing a drywall job, and he's calling me. He's like, "Man, why some job he's doing like cleanup work from somebody else that got fired for being a butthole and just spraying drywall on everything."
Yeah, always
All
got to
right,
clean
Tramp.
somebody else's mess.
We'll catch you next week, Tramp. Hopefully, I don't know if I'll call you tonight, Tramp, but I will definitely call you guys, or I will call you soon to hear what you were talking about. So,
See you, Tramp. Good to hear from you.
I will call you. God damn, I got the full name mentioned here, so I must be in trouble. No, I think he's really in tune with some of the spirits at the Secor building.
Yeah.
There's
I
a
think
there's a
he's a-
porter that haunts that place that is, I don't know. Tramp's got stories.
I have to check it out.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
In there.
Yep. So
There's
yeah,
a few buildings I still want to get into that are in downtown Toledo, but not too many. I mean,
Yep.
like I said, I want to check out some things that I haven't heard about. You know, I want to get into some wilder things. You know, like
yep.
just not necessarily even put it on Facebook. You know, or it's just things I want to do. You know, I want to travel out and check things out, and we'll post whatever we find that's weird and
Yep.
creepy and out of the ordinary. Like I said, whether it's aliens in the middle of Arizona, because we actually, I don't know if I told you this, but we actually looked at about 5.5 acres in Arizona that we're gonna buy or bought. Well,
Yep.
but we're trying to explore new things and just expand our horizons. You know, take OutKazt somewhere else that it ain't
Yep.
been yet. And I mean, we're not always gonna do the ghost stories. We're not always gonna do the hauntings. We're gonna do anything goofy and weird, whether it's hunting Bigfoot, with Harold, or if it's, walking trails looking for gravestones in the middle of the woods. We've done that many
Okay,
times.
I gotta chime in here. So Harold definitely needs a new Bigfoot film crew because he's tried to do this Bigfoot thing for like 3 years, and it always turns into drunks falling down hills, and he's trying to be serious, but his film crew, which is Uncle Jeff and Becky, are not so much into the Bigfoot thing. They're in there. They want the hot tub and the vodka.
well, Harold knows that I don't drink, so I'll work out just fine.
I mean,
definitely.
I drink, but
Just
I
keep,
can still help out.
as long as I got plenty of icy cold Coca-Cola, I'm good.
Yeah. No, we need to do a serious Bigfoot thing where Harold goes because, he
I'm
was
down.
talking to the ranger there, and there's sightings there all the time, and blah blah blah. But then Harold goes to find them, and his camera people, like I said, are falling down hills and dropping cameras, and
We've been following along.
Yeah.
We've been following along.
yeah.
We're in. You just gotta let us know
Yeah.
when.
It's
Yep.
another thing that we've actually did it down in Hocking Hills. We went and did some
that's
exploring
where he
down
goes.
there and was looking for some Bigfoot things. And I got a couple ideas we're kicking around that we want to do down there too. I got a couple spots we want to metal detect and maybe do some ground penetrating radar.
Yep.
For a certain something or other. But I'm not going to get into that either.
There's a lot of stuff that there's just not enough time to do everything that needs to be done because we went out to the Turkeyfoot Woods the one time. Remember that?
Yep.
There's some crazy shit out there. I mean, a
Yeah.
lot of
All
Native
those
American history
tombstones.
and
All those
there was
plots.
tombstones out in the middle of nowhere. There's 3 of them.
Yeah.
Why? There's houses that have foundations of houses that are gone. I don't know, man. There's just a lot of shit to do.
Nature takes over. If you're not there to upkeep, nature takes everything back.
Yeah. Yep. But those gravestones, somebody cleans them up. And I don't know.
Because the one had flowers on it still.
Yeah. Yep. There was gifts there, and they were, the brush and stuff was pulled away from them. So somebody.
Which, when you think about it, because I think a few of them were Civil War era, and they were pretty old. But to actually see someone still cares, still knows it's there, still goes out there, takes care of it, maintains it, delivers gifts. That's awesome.
Yeah. Yep.
That is a beautiful thing in and of itself. Just to see that someone still does that.
Yep. And it's almost like I want to find out who does that and why, because if they ever pass on, I want to take over.
Exactly. That's how I feel about those kind of things. It's just a respect thing. It's a memory thing. It's just, you carry that on. There's a reason that person carried that tradition on, to keep it going for them. I mean, just out of the goodness of your heart. I mean, what's better than that?
And, Harold knows this too, like the Wolfinger Cemetery. There's those 3 graves of the kids that, passed away, and people take care of those, bring them gifts. It's just, who's doing this and why?
A lot of them know they don't want the recognition. They just want to do it, just do it.
Yeah,
it's something they do for themselves.
Yep. And that's the thing. I mean, some things we don't need to put on camera and all that other stuff, but somebody's doing it for a reason, but I want to know why. I
mean, I spend a lot of time in cemeteries. I mean, even throughout the day, even when I'm at work and I take a lunch break, I spend most of my lunch breaks in the cemetery. I got a lot of family nearby, so I go and visit them on my lunch breaks.
Yep.
Just because I'm comfortable being in cemeteries.
Okay. So does anybody know what Meyer Hatchery? Okay, I know what it is, but does anybody know Meyer Hatchery? I've just gotten 3 phone calls from this place, and it's in Polk, Ohio. I wonder if they're trying to they're trying to sell me chicks, but I mean, it's it's in Polk, Ohio. So it's weirdly enough, it's Ashland, Worcester area.
I don't know, man. Somebody
down by Columbus. Yeah.
Somebody's scamming you.
I don't know that person or name.
I mean, it's just weird that I never get phone calls during the show, and 3 times this has come through now.
Yeah.
And it's a legit place, so it's not they legit sell chicks.
Yeah.
And ducklings and.
That's weird.
Okay.
Yep.
Maybe Boo's ordering stuff online.
They got.
She could be.
They got cute little ducks.
She's pretty damn smart.
Chicks. They're cute. But I'm I have no idea. I'm like laughing. I'm like, I would be different, but it was like 3 times. It's like, all right, what's going on? Because that's 3
Yeah.
times now. And we're talking about kind of down that area. So it's like, why am I getting phone calls from them?
Weird things happen when you talk about the paranormal or stuff like that. I mean, it just happens.
Well, and
They
now
call back
that-
to answer it.
Yeah.
yeah, and yeah, right.
Well, we had you guys know. I mean, me and Melissa had a phone call
Yeah.
Yeah.
from the Collingwood Art Center, dude. Like I said,
Yeah.
that's either a cruel ass prank or that's some legit paranormal stuff. I've talked about
She
that.
got
on
a
the show
letter
because-
too, didn't she? I think
I
she got
thought
a
that
letter.
was not from Collingwood. It was from the.
No,
It was
like
from that,
It was
that
from,
place
yeah,
in
like a
Monroe.
number.
Yeah, it was
Yeah,
that
that was
old
weird.
That
The
was
whole
school
weird.
thing
in
was
Monroe.
fucking weird, man.
Yeah, it was crazy
Too
time.
much,
So,
too much going on with that. That was wild.
yep.
I have no explanation for
Them
any of
damn
that.
nuns and priests, man.
No, you can't trust none of them.
Nope.
Yep.
No.
All right, man. We're at hour 6. We try and wrap it up after an hour. So,
I feel ya.
is there
It's been
anything
fun.
you guys want to promote or talk about, or before we wrap it up?
All I can say is, just keep an eye on Boo Productions. Obviously, check these guys out as much as you can.
No, check OutKazt too, because there's some cool stuff there.
As far as OutKazt goes, we got a lot. We got a lot in the fire right now, and we got a lot of things we're working on. We'll post as much as we can, as we always do. We're going to be doing some pretty decent stuff here coming up pretty soon. And on the one investigation we talked about before that I've had in the works for a number of years now, one day is actually going to happen, provided Mother Nature and the environment and everything works out the way it needs to. It's going to be, groundbreaking. It's going to be,
no one's ever done this.
No,
and I'll say that, and that's all I'm going to say.
It's going to be something that, if it goes as planned, it could be just the most craziest shit you ever saw. It's really going to be weird, and I hope it actually works out, because I think we're all going to be surprised at what we could find, and maybe we will. We'll see. But OutKazt got a lot of things going on. Like I said, just keep an eye on our page. Check us out. We post a lot of weird shit. It's not always what you want to see, but hey.
No, we do the same thing, man. I mean, okay, we take our private cases serious.
Mm-hmm.
We don't post about it, talk about it. I mean, we talk about it sometimes if it's relevant to, helping other people figure shit out. But we have fun with it too.
Yeah,
I think you have
That's
to.
our biggest thing. We like that.
We did our Christmas special with Krampus. I mean, we do our Halloween special with shots. I mean, it's just what we do. You got to have fun with it.
It's what you do.
Yep, for sure. All right, people. I enjoy having you guys on again. It was good to talk to you again, especially about some of the old stuff that we used to do. And I think
we got plenty more too.
Yep.
We got all kinds of other stories. We could go on and on and on. Like your car. You remember your car incident? The horn beeping. Oh my word.
Oh yeah.
We're gonna say that was from
yeah,
Mary,
dude. I totally
wasn't it?
forgot about
remember that.
Yes, I do now. So
There's
all
so
right,
many
I gotta
things we can
squeeze
go back
this
on.
in. I gotta squeeze this in.
Yeah, I
before we
wasn't there for that. So
Yep.
Yeah.
So we went out to the bear house, and I drove my car out there instead of my work van, and Nicole was talking about a car breaking down in that spot, right?
There was a car in their front yard that the alarm kept going off or the horn kept beeping, but there was no battery in their car.
Right.
And we even looked at it when we got out there. There was no power to it, no battery in the car whatsoever.
Right.
And I don't remember if it did it while we were there or not, but yours had an issue. And it all stemmed from when we walked out of the house. Melissa and I had both said, nothing can attach to us.
Yep.
You have to stay here, blah, blah, blah. You did not. You were still filming and you were still talking to the person in the house.
I never
When
do.
we got into your vehicle and went to drive to the other location where the house originally was, your horn, security alarm, whatever the hell it was, just started going bananas, nonstop, wouldn't shut off. It just kept going beep, beep, beep the entire time.
That we were going down this road
to go
where the original house was.
Yeah, the old dirt road.
And then we backed up and it was still doing it. As soon as we got on the regular road, done.
It was weird because when we got on the same road that their house was at now,
Mhm.
we got up to the house as we were passing by, and we rolled the windows down
Right?
and told it had to get out of the car. Remember, we
Yeah. Yep.
saying
yep.
you got to leave, you got to go back where you
Back.
came from. And no shit, as soon as we passed the house, it quit.
Yep.
It stopped.
And that car
Never did it again.
did it again. That shit was crazy, man. I totally forgot about that.
We stopped and tried to figure out what the hell, you know, and
Yep.
couldn't figure it out.
Yeah, that bear house, man. There's something to that place for sure.
There's something there, man. I'm a mechanic and I couldn't figure it out, you know. It was just wild.
Yep. I totally forgot about that. That's a
man,
good story. Well, like I said,
we got some good ones.
Yep.
Man.
We're
We
an
got
hour
some
and 10.
stories.
We should definitely end
Yeah,
it here.
all right. Good talking to you guys, though. We appreciate you having us on.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
Yep. Thanks
All right.
everybody for watching. I'm gonna hit end broadcast and just stay here, and we'll chit chat.
All right,
So
cool.
peace out,
OutKazt.
everybody. I think
OutKazt.
so.
Out.
Okay, OutKazt is out, but we've got Grizz coming on sometime soon.
We do.
Yep.
Yep.
From 94.5, we've got Lady Mystique coming on soon. Who else?
We also we have a tentative date. Boo Productions is going to be doing a gallery reading with Adam, that we're inviting Boo, anybody that watches Boo, to join us on that one. There will be more details to come.
Yep.
So that will be coming up.
Pimpin'.
Yeah. I'm keeping Adam and Carmen busy right now. Also, we are gonna. I know with Togs, we've been working with Togs and updating some new merch for Boo's gonna have all their own new stuff. We got girl shirts instead of them always looking just guyish looking. We actually got glittery shirts for girls, and then we have some other shirts.
I'm so excited.
I know. And then we got some other stuff that's gonna be coming out, and we also have Togs will be having some stuff as well coming out too. So
Yep.
We do
So
too. We got all kinds of new OutKazt swag. We got
Cool,
OutKazt
man.
stickers and the guy stickers and T-shirts
guy.
and all kinds of stuff.
yeah, so we're
All right.
kind of keeping me busy doing that stuff. But like I said, there'll be more information about our Boo Gallery. That probably maybe who are we having on next week?
Next week I don't have secured, but
Okay.
it's lady, like I said, Lady Mystique and Grizz are coming up pretty
Okay.
soon.
So next week, then I should probably try to have all the details for the Boo Productions gallery reading then. So
Cool. All right, I'm gonna let you guys sign this one out.
Okay.
Do
Thanks everybody for watching. We love y'all. Paranormal Unity. OutKazt out.
Podcast out.